Hey everyone, how's it going? Alright, so I have my first office PC to budget gaming PC build thing going on here, right? So basically what this is, it's going to be a Dota 2 League of Legends strictly only. Depending on what settings you put it, it's between anywhere from 20 FPS to 120 FPS, right? So right now this is 120, and that's just because it's at the fastest and the lowest frame setting and stuff like that. As you can see, it's not the greatest. But if you want to change it over, you can bump it up medium. Once you do that, you can hear the fans rev up a bit, and then that drops it to about 50. Actually, that's 65, 70. And then you go up again, and it's about, I guess, 40, and then 20 for highest settings and stuff like that as well too, right? So there, and then 30, and then about 20, 21 there, 25. So yeah, it's whatever you basically want to put it on. And that's it, right? So this is just the intro tutorial and stuff like that, but with the frame rate, when stuff gets more on screen stuff, depending on what your setting is and stuff, it will go higher or lower and stuff like that too, right? So, but basically, this was a i5 2400 Lenovo I picked up for $60. Came with 4 gigs of RAM. I had another 4 gigs from another build, so I popped that in. So now it's at 8 gigs. Came with Windows 10 Pro installed. Came with 500 gig hard drive. I tried to pop a 750 Ti in it, but the 750 Ti was acting up. So basically, tried a different rig with it. I tried the thermal paste and everything like that, new thermal paste, but it didn't work. So I think it's a BIOS issue or something. I have to figure it out. So I got this guy. I think it was 15 bucks. It's hilarious. So 60, and then 15 there. 40 for the case. It's an in-win case. It's a low profile, so if you're going to get a low profile card or a case, you have to go remember that. You have to match them up. You can't put a full size in a small case and a small card in a full size case, vice versa, right? 40 for the case. Came with a 300 watt power supply, which was golden for this system. USB, that was 10 bucks, so $125 in total for this machine. It's just a Lenovo motherboard and stuff like that. I will say this, one thing, pros with it is that it was cheap and stuff like that. It's fun to build, and the case was really nice. I really liked the case. Everything was plug and play. Usually I have issues with BIOS and stuff with graphics cards sometimes, where everything worked fine. The only thing I will say is for proprietary stuff, power buttons, they're proprietary for Lenovo and Dell sometimes, so keep in mind with that. Lenovo is a bit easier. You can hook a case power supply up to the board, so it's easier. USB as well too. They have Dell, Lenovo both have proprietary and stuff like that, so that's why you see this guy up here. You can't hook a modern day USB there. You can actually on some Lenovo's like this, only has one spot though. So the other are proprietary, so that's why this is up here, and it's the audio and the USB. So the USB 2 works down here, but not the 3 in the audio. And then basically, I think that's pretty much it for that. The power connectors, Lenovo uses 14 pin sometimes, and then Dell uses 8, so you have to get an adapter from Amazon or eBay. It's relatively cheap though. The power supplies that come with the cases are horrible, so you're gonna have to always upgrade the power supply. Yeah, so it's pretty much the USB connectors, the buttons, the proprietary stuff and whatnot that I mentioned. The fan, the headers on this are 4-pin, but they do take a normal 3-pin. Dell, it's a 5-pin, so you have to remember that's separate there. so it's a bit harder. I recommend getting a Molex fan, and it's good. Issues with Lenovo, not with Dell, I haven't had, is that if you have one in a USB key with any memory stick or anything on it, it will try to boot off that instead. So you have to have nothing in it, boot up the system, and it will read off the hard drive, and then you can do that as well too. So again, if you don't have this plugged in, you might get an I/O signal issue or something like that. Some Lenovo's you can turn it off in the BIOS, but it's better just to have it like this, I figure. Plus you can use it. The issue with this power supply is it doesn't have a turn off, and it's not like a CMOS issue, it's not like a Hibernate issue or anything like that. I've gone through it, or a Windows issue. But when you turn the system off, the CPU fan, everything still stays on. So I just turn it off with the power bar and it's fine. Again, 125 bucks for form factor. And when it's really good, this case, you can pick it up off Newegg and stuff like that, I believe. And yeah, CPU is really nice, good CPU. HDMI and DVI port. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Again, the power connectors, just to make sure about that, the power button. If you have a graphics card, sometimes it will if it's too large, it will interfere with either connectors or coolers or something like that for the South Bridge, so keep that in mind. You have to have a keyboard plugged into it in a USB, or at least a keyboard when you start it up, or it'll beep and not boot up. But other than that, yeah, I think it's all fine. I think it's fun to do and build and stuff like that. So I'll open it up and show you it. And maybe I'll think of other stuff if I do. But that's basically a little baby GPU. There's the fan there. 24 pin. That will connect there, that's fine, but there's a proprietary USBs and stuff like that as well too, right? So 4-pin CPU, and 4-pin headers, but other than that, they work fine with other stuff too, right? So, but yeah, pretty much it, 125 bucks if you want to have fun, check it out, and try and build it, so. Alright, thanks, bye.